My guys, what's popping? 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 Welcome back, my friends. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to episode number 50 on a beautiful bank holiday, Monday. How are you guys doing today? Hope you guys are all having or had a great weekend. We are going to be here regardless. We have some market analysis to do here. You see, gold is looking interesting today, regardless of the bank holiday or not. Futures market, I think, will be closed soon after 11 or something like that here. So, you know, we do have to take that in consideration, but we're going to be here anyways to go over a couple of things together on this fantastic episode number 50 of the live day trading streams. I hope you guys are enjoying it here. Let's make the party work. Let's get the party started. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Yes, sir. Yes, and yes. Welcome back, my friends. How are you guys doing today? Hope you guys are all had a fantastic weekend. Yeah, what's going on with you guys here? Looking forward to talk about the markets, as always, even on a bank holiday. We're still going to be here, thriving and having fun with you guys here. Yes, sir. I took a nice quick long from the bottom right there towards the top. But the market is pulling back relatively aggressively, as you guys can see that. So I'm happy that I took some nice profits out of that setup here. Okay, we're going to talk about the trade. We're going to talk about the market in general. And we're going to make sure that you guys have a good understanding of what we're going to look out for this exact weekend, okay? I think it makes a lot of sense to go over the market here and just to make sure that you guys are fully updated and ready to rock and roll, ready for the weekend, yeah? I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's make that happen, okay? All right, my G's, how are you guys doing on a beautiful Monday? All right, let's see what the chat is saying here. Let me quickly check out what the chat is popping. Let's see what we have with us today. Just Albert West, as always. Thank you for being here, even on a Monday today. Awesome. Manir. Today, market structure. We're going to talk about all of this. Julius. How are you, my friend? Fibonacci. What about the probability of the gap getting filled? We're going to talk about that exactly today. So I'm looking forward to that, to talk about that. Okay? Julius. Hi, Lorenzo. I passed the selection. I got the email from your team. but I missed the only time available. All right, I hope you can schedule another call ASAP. ASAP, very important because we are filling up very, very quickly right now, guys. Very, very quickly. We are, yeah, halfway through, I believe, already in the weekend. So that is insane how quickly everything went here. If you guys don't know it, we allowed to open up 20 spots. A lot of you guys applied. I think half of the spots are now officially already filled. And this is just because we had only a select amount of calls this weekend. And yeah, we have another 10 to go. Roughly speaking, 9, if I'm correct. Something like that, all right? I don't know the exact numbers, but it's something around that manner here. Yep. So if you're still interested, you can still click on the link in the description and fill in your form. The only way to stand out right now is if you really fill in some important details, like you actually explain the nuances, not just yes, no, break even, profitable, gold. Nuance, context, right? That's the way you stand out right there, okay? All that makes sense. Anyways, good to see you all. Welcome back. Today is a day where we're going to do a giveaway. Because it's episode number 15, my friends. Yeah, can't you believe that already. Episode number 15 already. 50, 5-0, right? That's actually amazing. We have been really trying to build up our community in a relatively short time. And man, we're growing in a really, really rapid pace right now. So regardless of the bank holiday, today, I still wanted to be here for you guys today. To just be here and to just yap. No, but actually do some deep work in regards to the market, the analysis, get ready for the week, see what the market is doing right now as well. But yes, I do believe the futures market will be closed in around 2 or 3 hours from now, if I'm correct. 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I think that the trades are gonna get closed, if I'm not mistaken, right here at 11:45 a.m. AST here, if I'm correct, right? Yes, I do think so. I need to confirm this real quick. Let me just make sure, because I think that is exactly what we've seen. You're right. The Memorial Day, by the way, for the people that don't know, today is Memorial Day. Okay, by the United States as well. We have the UK Spring Bank Holiday, and as well the Hong Kong also has some sort of holiday as well here. So this is the main reason of why it will probably be a little bit of a slower day today. Right? We don't even know if there are going to be clean setups after this as well. But regardless, we have a lot of work to do. We have to prepare for this week. Okay? Yes. Let's make it happen. All right? Let's make it happen. Did I take a trade? I did take a trade. Exactly. I did take a trade, but I took my profits already because I was not fully committed to the continuation of it. But it had potential. It still had potential to go. So I decided to take out half around here. Oh, where's my chart? Where's my chart? There we go. Okay. I decided to take around half out of the trade right here. Okay. And indeed, we could see that also here. Made around $1,000. Wanted to actually continue to go and go a little bit higher. But anyways, that's how the market runs. It reversed quite aggressively right now. But we are above a major zone at this current moment right now that we have to talk about, because we broke out today. We have a gap as well today. We have to talk about that gap, that opening gap, not just on gold, but also that opening gap around on the dollar, right? We have to talk about that one as well here. So that's what we're going to do. That is exactly what we are going to do right there. Okay. The sell stop is not a sell stop. It is actually a break-even trade, break-even stop, you could better say. Okay. It's actually a break-even stop after the TP1 got hit. All right. All that makes sense right there. This is on my futures chart, of course, as well here. Okay. Anyways, guys, let's make it happen here. Let's go quickly over all the market scenarios right now on gold here. We're going to go and lead you guys today throughout the whole process of what we're going to look for today. So we have a full understanding, and also take this just as a full breakdown and analysis for you guys. So you guys are ready for what's coming potentially. Okay. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting session because right now gold has been coming down kind of aggressively again. Of course, 15 minutes before the actual New York Open, aggressive volume came in, right? A little bit of volume. So this could mean some profit taking right now, right? Before the actual closure of the market today, later today, during the bank holiday, etc. But yeah, we'll talk about this right now, okay? So first of all, we have our explanation. I need to show you this right now. Let me actually show you, set it up right here. Give me 1 second right there, man. Ta-dum-tum-tum. Yes, sir. All right. So, there we go. Boom. Let's go and follow an actual process today. Let's do a full breakdown on gold. Let's actually make sure that we are fully ready and set for the week. Tomorrow, no bank holiday. Tomorrow, regular markets again, okay? Hopefully we'll pick up some volume right away and we go from there. So today I think it's important to go over everything that we need to know right now. And that is going to be done in a couple of straightforward steps right here. We have the macro, higher time frame, the volume profile. You guys love the volume profile. The footprint, the order flow. And then of course, the condition of the market as of what it is right now. Okay, so we're going to make sure that all these things are mentioned right now. Let's start off with the macro, number one right here. Okay, we have to talk about this right now at the moment because gold is, it's still breaking. It's still pushing down a little bit, but we are at a very interesting position for gold at this current moment, fam. Yes, we are. We are at a very, very interesting position right now for gold, okay? Let me explain you why exactly, okay? Let's start off with the dollar. I think it's time to kick off with the dollar and to talk about the main thought process behind why gold is pushing higher, okay? And how actually Friday's setup that we talked about was actually the bottom on gold, and that gold is now breaking above what we call the value area, okay? So we use the volume profile and we know exactly that we are now above an important area. We call that the value area, and we're actually now back at the value area. We're going to talk about it in a second here, okay? So number one, we have the dollar. All right, look at the dollar right here, my friends. We have the dollar in major resistance. You guys already know this right here. We talked about it probably every day on the stream last week, right? We talked literally about the dollar being in so-called major resistance right now, okay? Every time when we get here, you can see that we got rejected at this level. And actually at the moment where we finally came down was actually today, right? We finally had that opening gap today where we opened quote-unquote bearish. And of course, all the big reasons for that is because Iran there is a negotiation taking place right now, and there are quote-unquote very close to a peace deal. Accordingly, okay? Accordingly. We'll see if this is actually the truth. We'll see if it actually will continue to be this way. For now, we'll see how the market responds to that. And the market does respond to it, as you can see at the dollar right now. The dollar was in that resistance. And if you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can actually see how the dollar was simply unable, absolutely unable to break it, right? Every freaking time we tapped into this week, we couldn't break that level. We couldn't break that level. And this was why gold was actually holding that support as well here, right? Gold was holding support. The dollar was holding that resistance, okay? So a lot of people were trying to short gold at the bottom, and they were failing to do so, all right? So this is why we were a little bit more bullish on gold. Not because of the fact that gold was relatively strong, no, but because the dollar was in resistance and gold was tapping into that weekly support, okay? So gold was tapping already into that higher time frame support that we talked about right here, which is pretty much this level that we talked about right there. We couldn't break it. We were tapping into this multiple times. And as you can see right now, gold is doing its absolute best to hold on. It's to hold up as strong as possible, okay? Well, that makes sense right there. So gold is doing its absolute best to hold up. Right now, though, we're facing a little bit of resistance. But look at oil for a second here. Look at what oil did today. Minus 6%. Look at that. Minus 6.15% right now. Also being in resistance right here. Okay? Super interesting right now. You can see this right there. Oil also being absolutely in major resistance at this current moment right here. It couldn't break above this. Okay? So therefore, you can see that the oil is constantly rejecting. Right around here, right around here, right around here, right around here. And it seemed that it was just a matter of time before oil started to come down. So guess what? Oil did it. Oil created what we call a supply zone right there, okay? So what happened was with oil, and this is super bullish for gold, right? Oil was actually breaking down here. Number one, we were in that resistance on the weekly. Price broke down. We saw the expansion, okay? Then after that candle closure, we had what we call a 12-hour supply zone, okay? The main reason why we look at this right here, guys, is because we want to not just understand gold, okay? We want to understand what every market is telling us at this current moment, because this is going to help us with the probability, okay, for gold. So if the dollar and if oil are both in major resistance and gold is at major support, and we see a breakdown on oil and on the dollar, guess what? Gold is most likely going to pull back a little bit. Gold is most likely going to try to push up a little bit, okay? So this is why we look at what we call the macro correlation right there, okay? We look at the dollar, we look at the euro sometimes, we look at the yield, we talked about this all the time, we look at the oil to understand the directional bias of what we're looking for, okay? So that is the macro correlation. Right now you could see that the dollar is in resistance and oil is in resistance, and we kind of got rejected from it. And the moment we tapped into that supply, we created that rally-based drop and we pulled back. Guess what? Price pulled into this and it's now breaking down right there, okay? Oil opened that gap, created that gap right here, and is now breaking down lower, around 6% to the downside today. Okay, that is on oil. The dollar, relatively similar, is holding up a bit stronger than oil. But overall, you can see clearly we are at resistance and gold right now is at support. Okay, gold right now is at support. We tapped into that higher time frame. The month, we couldn't really break it as well right here. Okay, so this is what you can see right there. Okay, macro correlation plus on gold, the higher time frame analysis supply, and the month right here. Okay. This takes us literally 5 minutes, three to 5 minutes. And we have now a full understanding of what's actually happening right here on Goldie, okay? Because of the understanding of what's happening on oil, what's happening on the dollar. And that gives me a lot of understanding already to say, hey, this is what's happening at the moment. But the probabilities of X might be higher. In this case, potentially long setups, right? So then we go to the next step, and that is to gold. All right, and now you guys are going to be interested because we're going to talk about the lower time frame. We're going to talk about the volume profile, the key levels, the point of interest, all of these things. That's what's going to happen on the session 3 here on the volume profile right there. Okay, so if you take this to the 15-minute time frame right now on gold, let's go to the 50-minute or 30-minute. Doesn't really matter. Okay, we have, of course, a higher time frame support. We have our 12-hour quote-unquote supply, all that stuff right here, okay? What do we do at the beginning of each trading week? Let me know in the chat, my friends. What do we do at the beginning of each trading week? It's in your book right here, the LTA Concepts Trading War Map. If you are completely new, we look at one thing only. It's the first thing we do on the lower time frame. When we map out the new week on a Monday, we'll do one thing, and that is we mark out the previous weekly range. The previous weekly range, yes sir. We mark out the previous weekly range on gold. So the way we do that is by putting on the session breaks right here. So we actually can see what the previous week is exactly. I'm gonna put this on 30 minutes. Boom. Right there. All right. Now we have the open and the close of each trading day. So we have the Monday, we have the Tuesday, we have the Wednesday, we have the Thursday, and we have the Friday right there. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the whole week. So we're going to take the volume profile, we're going to click on it from the left to the right. We're going to go from a Monday all the way down to a Friday. Look at that. And the question right now, are we trading above or are we trading below the value area? Let me know in the chat, my friends. Are we trading above or are we trading below the value area? Okay, this was Friday. We tapped into our level perfectly on a Friday. You guys already talked about this yesterday, right? I got some messages also on IG and stuff about how it exactly was the bottom and how it perfectly pushed up. But now we're talking. Now it's getting interesting. Why? Because we're above the value area right here. What is the value area? The value area is where 70% of the volume in last week has been traded, and we are trading right now above it at this current moment, right around there. This is where we are at this current moment right now there on gold. Okay, we're trading above the value area. So now the question is this now a setup that allows us 2, look for continuations higher? Or is this just another fake move for a push back down lower? That is the question here. So in order to understand that question, we have to go a little bit deeper into what we have been seeing right now. And the question is, were there already some clean setups beforehand? Okay, this is the question right there. So number one, if we mark out the previous week, there are 3 levels. We have the very high, the very low, okay? And we have the point of control right around there. So one more time, the very high, the very low, and the point of control right around there, okay? Right here, the very high, we call that the previous weekly value area high. We're trading above the value area. And look at that. That was the bottom in today's London session, right around there. Super important level right here, okay? So we have our analysis right now done. And what's happening is that we are trading above the value area of the previous week. If that happens and you gap open, what are a lot of traders, my friend, gonna do? What a lot of traders are gonna do? A lot of traders are gonna try to short gold because of the fact that they see a gap, opening gap. And when they see price pulling back, the first thing that they do is they start to look to short gold, okay? They start to look to short it, forgetting that we actually are trading outside of the value area, okay? This is a very important nuance because this is where certain A+ setups come from, okay? It comes from the understanding of what is actually happening, because the assumption that a gap fill always has to be filled is not always 100% the case right here, okay? So let's go to the order flow right now and actually confirm that question, okay? Let's confirm if actually, okay, and this is important, if actually there were people selling really aggressively, okay? Guess what? Yes, a lot of selling, okay? Look at this right here. All that red every freaking day, every freaking hour. Minus 99, minus 300, minus 100, minus 400, minus 199, plus 14, that's nothing. Minus 181. So that means all that red that you see here are people pressing market sell. But why is price not breaking down? Why is price not breaking down? Everyone is selling. Everyone is selling into these levels. Why is price not breaking down? Why is it holding that support? Why is it holding the previous weekly very high right now? Okay? This is an important reason to be on the other side of the market, okay? This is an important signal that you should be looking for longs and not for shorts necessarily until this zone has been taken out, okay? So look at this, for example, right here. Right now you can see here, we have a big green candle, and in that green candle right here, we have some red. What does that mean? That means that in that red, there were more sellers than buyers. That means that these sellers became trapped sellers in the market. What have we talked about? We talked about the fact that if people have to sell, okay, they're selling and they're in drawdown, and price comes back to the entry, what are they going to do? They're going to close their position on break even. How do they do that? By closing their sell, and they buy back their position. In order to sell, you need to buy. In order to buy, and you want to exit, you need to sell. It creates buying pressure. Smart money sees that. They absorb those orders. Creates more buying pressure, aka support. Does that align? This is what we're seeing. A lot of selling, price is holding. Look at that. Look at that absorption right now. Look at how price is holding so nicely. And look at the volume. 3.5 thousand contracts, 300 negative delta. That means that there are 300 more contracts executed market sell than people pressing market buy. Why is price not breaking down? This is why right now it is actually bullish until further notice. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat, my friends. Hope this makes sense so far. And this is the main reason why we entered potential setup on gold here. Okay. Why I looked for. Oh, let me see if this works right now. There we go. Why we are still in that trade. Okay. We are still in that long. I took my entry at the bottom at the very high. Okay. I closed it at the top because I thought maybe it's wise. We haven't broken out of the range yet. We literally did a session today with the group. And we said today, we talked about trade management, right? We talked about trade management, trade and external awareness, okay? To understand the expectations of the market. And need to know exactly when to take profit, when to stay on break even, when to close your trade early, when to hold your trades longer. We call that, of course, risk management and external awareness. Everything that happens after the entry, okay, right here. All the scenarios that we have to talk about right there, okay? This is what we talked about right there, okay? Super important from this perspective. Risk and external awareness, we talked about this right here, okay? Looking at the 20-day cycle, the 5-day cycle, the range versus the momentum, the trade is won or lost after the entry, you name it. Super important to pay attention to. But most importantly, guys, there's a reason why gold is getting absorbed right now and why it's holding here, okay? This is why we're looking at Goldie. We're looking at Goldie right now at the moment too, okay? It's very important for us to understand this. We are still in the trade, and this is why I didn't want to close it, because I understand the nuances of why this is such an important level for now, okay? Yes, I take profits, but I did not necessarily want to close it right here, okay? Where would I close the trade? I would close the trade a little bit higher. I was thinking about this area right here. Let's go to this chart again. I was actually thinking about something around this area right there, the top of that range, somewhere around there. The reason why is because of a larger breakdown, a larger low volume node that we can actually see right here. If you look at the overall swing, let's mark out the swing here. Let's take this to the lows, okay? Let's take this to the lows. There is a huge gap. You see that? There's a huge gap right there. That's an imbalance. That's a gap. That's an inefficiency in the market right here. What if we mark this out right there and we take this low volume node? Boom. Where did we got rejected from last time? From that low volume node. That is my target right there. Okay. So what is my target? My target will be the 4588 if we can get there. Okay. If we can get there. So taking profits in this market condition, in my opinion, is an absolute must. But if we can get to the 4588, that will be a very nice confirmation for the continuation right here, back to that low volume node. Okay. So far, gold is holding up quite well. Okay. I just want to make sure that you guys are fully aware of this here. So if you see a gap like here, also the order flow, you can see it very, very clearly. If you see a gap right here, don't necessarily think that every gap needs to be filled. There is a reason for those gaps. Okay. There's a reason why the market gaps open. Okay. It's very important to take that in account. A lot of people are willing to use this as a tool to short, to fill that gap. You can see literally the proof of all those sellers not getting anywhere, all being stuck in their trade. Okay. So if this would break and if this would close below, different story. If we close below here and we actually close below, okay, the point of control. So on the chart, it looks exactly like this right here. Okay. We close below this red line, which is the 4541. Let's mark it out. The 4541 right here. If we close below that level, then it's game over. Then gold is potentially going to come down to fill that gap. And then we can look for some potential continuation shorts right there. Anything above that is an absorption, is where sellers are getting trapped. It is not the moment, in my opinion, to look for shorts at this current moment right there. Okay? All that makes sense right here, guys. We have the full breakdown, okay, from the following right here. The macro, oil, dollar in resistance, okay? Higher time frame, supply and demand. Gold in demand, oil in supply, right? Volume profile, above the value area, previous weekly very high. Order flow, a lot of trapped sellers at that level, okay? Which allows us to take a long, understanding the market conditions, not being too greedy, okay? Because we haven't broken out of the range yet, okay? Hope that makes sense right here. This is what we're looking for. But yes, today is the bank holiday here. The market is still moving. It's actually very interesting that the market is still moving right now. But I do think that the volume will significantly drop very, very soon because of the understanding of, obviously, what has already happened right around there, okay? All that makes sense right here. All right, we are still in that, oh shit, we're still in that small trade right there. It's actually kind of interesting. We already took our profits there. Didn't fully close it, I guess. Didn't freaking fully close it. What about this one? 870. Okay. 870. And we're still good to go. We're still good to go. All right. Anyways, any questions, my friends, let me know in the chat, please. Let me know in the chat. Today we will have what we call what we call a holiday, okay? Now, the lies is not working anymore, guys, so you can try, but it's not working. But anyways, we'll talk about it right now. Let's see what the chat is saying real quick, and then we continue with our analysis right there, okay? What if a candle closes above the 4588? That's a good question, actually. If we can close above that zone, okay? If we can actually close above that area, then it's actually a very good sign, because this can immediately be turned into what we call support, okay? You could literally break out and turn this into support, and we would literally try to go to our next area of interest right there, okay? But we have to close above our low volume node. So like I always say, you guys, whenever we are in a range, the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hope, okay? I'm not here to hope in ranges, okay? In ranging conditions, I take profits. In ranging conditions, I go for my TP1, sometimes my TP2. Sometimes I close my trades quickly. Sometimes I scalp. It all depends on the situation, okay? If we're trending and we have some momentum with us and the market is clean, do you think I'm really gonna close quickly? Do you think I'm really gonna take my TPs quickly? Of course not, okay? This is called dynamic risk management, okay? Dynamic risk and trade management. It depends on what the market has to offer. We talked about it today in the session. We said you want to set the expectations to yourself before it actually plays out, okay? So this is overall what we are looking for. The difference between trading in a range and trading in a momentum environment is completely different, okay? So when you see me scalping sometimes and taking a small trade at the bottom, okay? Right here in a ranging condition, for example, we took one on a Friday. I took a scalp, a $500 scalp. Do you think I care about the move after that? Of course I don't care, okay? We are in a range. Everything is possible. The market conditions were shit. We had all kinds of fake maneuvers, fake news, manipulation, everything happening. You literally take what you can get, okay? But now that the market is breaking out of its value area, okay, and we start to hold support there, and the order flow is getting a bit cleaner, and we might soon break out, which we haven't done yet, okay, because I'm going to close my trade here. If we break out and we pull back, different story. We might be trending. We might be trying to pull back higher, okay, because we are bouncing from weekly support, okay? That is the overall understanding of what we're seeing on gold right now. There are certain scenarios that could happen. I'm never going to tell you this is going to happen. I never will tell you ever, okay? This is what gold is going to do. You will never hear me saying this, okay? I just want to be clear on this. You will never hear me say, I think that gold is going to go up, and then it's going to go down, and its curve is going to go to 4,440, and then it's going to go to 4,600, and then after that, it's going to come down to 3,800, and then we're going to go to 10,000, okay? If you hear me saying that, then just close this channel, never come back ever again, okay? Because that's not how we look at the market. We look at the market by understanding how the market behaves right now. What is the best possible way to make money in this market? Is it wiser to hold on to my trades? Is it wise to be more defensive and close my trades earlier, to be more scalping? Or is it better to hold on and build a position, okay? That's what I'm looking at. But I always will mark out the different type of scenarios. All this makes sense, my friends, okay? So, hope you guys have a little bit better understanding of what we're looking at for gold and why it's doing what it's doing right now, and why it has such a hard time with breaking this level, that 4550 level, that 4551 level, okay? I hope you guys can see the differences right there. Perfect. That is Goldie in a nutshell, my friends. So, if gold is doing that, okay, and it's kindly showing a little bit of a breakout with an opening gap. We haven't seen that in a while, don't you think so? We haven't seen that opening gap in a while to the upside, okay? It's kind of interesting to think about. We have seen some opening gaps to the downside, not necessarily to the upside. So we might see what gold can do right now, but it's actually kind of interesting to see how well it is actually behaving at this current moment right here, okay? Hope that makes sense right there, my friends. Yes, I need to close this right there. Let me see if I can close this shit right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yes. What is the plan? The plan for today is a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway very, very soon, guys. We're not going to keep the stream up really, really super long. We're just going to observe right now what the volume is for today. What I want you to do is I want you to get you prepared for this week. I want you to be ready for this week here. I want you to be able to be fully ready to rock and roll for the rest of the week, especially if you are a gold trader. You want to know exactly what the fuck is happening on gold right now. Okay? That's it. Can we plan a trade today? Not necessarily. I don't think so, to be honest with you. I don't think that many people expect it as well here. The main reason why is just because the fact that gold is already doing what it's doing. I'm actually kind of impressed with how it's moving already right now at the moment. But we have all the scenarios and ready, things that you have to look at for the next coming hours, if not tomorrow. You know exactly what to look at and why, okay? With fully fundamentally backed structure. Yes. Okay. Lorenzo, why are you using Windows 10? No idea. I'm old school. I'm an old school guy, okay? I'm an old school guy. That's it. Process orientated, not outcome orientated. Yes, I completely agree, man. Completely agree. Norik says, I have just started reading your book. I only have been in the market for around 2 months. I'm glad I found your channel. Thank you for your work. No worries, my friend. Yeah, what I recommend you right now is to, if you're a completely new beginner, to just download my book and read the volume analysis. Okay, that's the #1 thing we use on this channel. It is the volume profile. It's just the best way I like to look at the market. It gives me everything that I need for good trading setups, the right levels, the right point of interest. But of course, it's not just the volume profile, it's the whole package around it, right? And that's what you learn on the live streams right there. So if you are committed to show up every day and you're willing to learn, then I think this is a great channel for you. You can learn for free. You can download the book. You can actually see how we trade live and put this into action, okay? We're trying to keep it real with you guys. Absolutely, absolutely real with you guys, okay? Beautiful. Okay, what are some of your biggest, by the way, problems you're facing, trading-wise? I would love to hear this from you. I know a lot of guys that I've spoken to in my one-on-one sessions that I had with my people that come. Everyone who joins, by the way, the Gold Hybrid Trading Elite gets a one-on-one session with me as well, okay? It's a one-on-one introduction call right here. So that means that we're doing a quick evaluation together, okay? Which is amazing. So yeah, a lot of things that came up and a lot of people are struggling apparently with closing trades too early, okay? Closing trades too early. And most importantly, not closing trades too early, holding trades in a loss, okay? The biggest problems I've seen so far, okay? People are holding trades in a loss because it's very hard to accept defeat and it's very easy to take quick profits because you want to get out of the market, okay? Now, and closing trades too early out of fear or closing trades too early out of defense, okay? If you don't set any high expectations from the market in the first place, then it's completely fine to close your trades early because you understand that, let's say we're in a range, you don't have high expectations, you don't expect gold to break out. You can play defense. It's fine to take profits early, okay? But there are also going to be situations where you take and you close the trade out of fear. That is the wrong approach, okay? If there is no logical reason why you would close a trade, there is no reason to close the trade, okay? If you are in a loss and your trade is invalidated, the trade is no longer the trade and is no longer giving you the reasons you entered the trade with. So for example, you have all these confluences, you entered the trade and the trade goes against you and all these confluences are invalidated. Why are you still in the trade? Why are you still in the trade? Okay? This is the worst position to be in. Why? Let's imagine this. Let's imagine right now. Okay? Let's imagine that. Oh, that I am long, okay? I'm long on gold here. Let me just actually show up the other screen. Let's imagine I'm long on gold right now, okay? Let's imagine I'm long gold and price goes against me, okay? And I just talked about these buyers and all these sellers entering the market and they're stuck in their trades, which is what actually is happening right now. All these sellers are stuck in their position, right? We saw that right here. All that selling, all that aggressive selling didn't work, okay? But let's imagine that I entered right here and price came down. All my trades are invalidated. All the reasoning of why I entered the position is no longer invalidated. It's no longer valid, okay? So let's say that happens. Why should I still be in the position right now, okay? Do you really believe that price could just randomly break out higher again and it pushes back and it goes like that and then you can close your trade on break even? Or, think about it from this perspective, or is it better to close your trade immediately, to cut your loss, to let price come down to this area, the next level, right? And you try again. Let me know what you think. Is it better to hold on to your trade right there, your initial trade, and hope that it will turn around? And you might break even, if you're lucky. Or is it better to just cut your trade, move down, and look for a new level, right? Manage your risk accordingly, look for a new setup, and enter right there and see if you can hold on. And actually, once you're back at your level, make more money than you initially lost. Seems logical to me, okay? We have to accept defeat in these markets, my friends. We have to accept defeat, okay? We have to accept defeat, all right? Because we're no longer gonna hope. Because what if you're gonna hope and this level breaks too? What are you gonna do then? Now you're there. Bye-bye account. Bye-bye. Okay? Bye-bye. So, we're not going to do that anymore, okay? We are not going to do that any longer, okay? That is child's play, okay? We're going to accept defeat and we move on. No problem. We're going to move on, we look for our next setup and boom. It might be the one. And if not, we'll do it again and again. And over time, you get to the point where you should be at. As long as you manage your risk properly, you should have no issues, no problems with looking at it from that actual perspective right there. Okay? All that makes sense. Today, give away. I'm thinking about what I should give away here. What should I give away today? I was thinking about a couple things. Yeah, let me know in the chat. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Okay, it's the 50th episode here. You guys are here. You guys show up regardless. I'm very happy to see you guys here today on a Monday, on a bank holiday even. You guys are still active. I'm very, very happy and pleased to see you guys putting in the work. Okay. Your book. I tried it and then the loss is better close with small loss and take a new entry when a position is clear. Love that, my friends, okay? Because the moment price comes down, and I'm telling you one more time, the moment price comes down, do you know how many opportunities you could have gotten? Okay? How many opportunities you could have gotten here and how useless it is when being stuck in a drawdown. You're just wasting time for no reason. You're literally wasting time for no reason. I completely agree with you, man. Well said. Absolutely well said. Okay. Funded account, hardcover book. Hard copy. Okay. I want to get a spot in your program. Hard copy. Right there. Okay. All right. Bro, book some profits. I already did. We already took some profits, my friends. All right, I already took some profits right here. Okay. Already took some profits. Yes. Yeah, okay. I think it makes sense here. We're going to do some, we're going to give away a funded account right now. I think a FundedNext. And then we'll do give away one more book edition here. I have 3 in total. So that makes total sense right there. Yes. I have 3 books, so I can give away 1 more. 1 is already sent. The other one is going. So that's what we're going to do today. Huh? I'm going to give away a book. I'm going to sign it for you and you can get it. I'll send it to you. Even if you live in Honolulu, you're going to get it. Okay? Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen right there. All right? Let's make it happen. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Let's do it. Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let's make it happen right now. Let's actually do this already. All right, let's just set up the giveaway right here today, guys. I'm going to do the giveaway. I'm done. Then I'm going to close with another analysis for you guys. A full breakdown one more time to just set the expectations for gold correctly here. So you guys know exactly what we're looking for and why exactly, right? I just want to make sure that you guys are fully ready for this week as well with me. When you come back tomorrow, that we are fully ready to rock and roll, etc. And then we're going to give away a funded account and then a challenge, of course, and a book sign. Okay? A signed signature hard copy book right there. Okay? Awesome, my friends. Let's make it happen. All right? In the meantime, right here, guys, the applications are coming up really nicely. If you guys want to learn, okay, and if you missed out on Friday's event and you missed out on my emails, etc. right here, if you guys want to learn from me personally and you want to go actually to an incredible amount of lectures, you want to be and working together with an amazing group of traders right now that are all trading the exact system that we are teaching them right around here, okay? Every day in our group here, they're fooling in. Look at that. They're putting in the work right now as we speak. Very proud of them right now. They're filling in exactly that. And that is, of course, the setup that we have been talking about right here. Their daily breakdowns, their daily analysis. Absolutely freaking love it. Love to see them crushing it right now. Makes total sense because they follow a very clear system, right? They're following exactly what we're telling them to do. They have tons of examples. They have lectures. We have live trading streams, you name it. I'm only allowing 20 spots available. We are already full, halfly full right now. We have around 11 people, I believe, if I'm correct. We have 9 spots open. We had around 150 applications that we're going to go through right now. But some of them are a little bit like quickly filled in, not a lot of interest. If you want to stand out right now, you can click on this link right here. I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. Let me put the link in the chat right here. Click on mentor, okay? And then you can fill in the application one more time right there. And this is something that I do every 6 weeks. It's a 6 weeks program. After the 6 weeks, you graduate because it's 6 weeks, 2 or 3 times a week with me. And then after the 6 weeks, you graduate, okay? And then you get into the group with the others because then you speak the same language, okay? If you want to listen to testimonials from our first group right here, you have Cam, Rody, Mahir, Theo, Werner, Tessine. They're all different people. You can listen to them as well here. You can apply for your spot. We have around, I believe, 9 spots left. So this is your opportunity. We will be starting at the beginning of June. We'll be starting with our next official group for 20 people. Why 20 people? I think less is more. I think quality over quantity right now. And it allows me to actually be there interactive and grow something steadily, slowly, and not in a rush. Okay? And actually provide value. I think that makes the most sense right there. So if you're thinking about taking your trading full time, you're not a full beginner yet. You have the understanding of the basics. I don't have to explain you candlesticks, how candlesticks work, how to place a trade, blah, blah, blah. You have the understanding of the basics. You want to take your trading from part-time to full-time, and this might be something for you right here, okay? Right there in the chat. Anyways, let's start off with our giveaway right now. Let's make it happen. What do you want to start with? The book. The book. Funded account. Let's start with the book. I think that makes the most sense right now. Okay? Let's start with the book. All right? Yeah, the links in the chat right here apply for the gold hybrid trading system. I think after tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, it's done. I don't have to talk about it because then we will be probably closed, and then we'll move on for the next month. Trading live every day. And yeah, it's still different though. It's still a completely different experience. I can tell you that. Trading live or actually going through the whole process, getting access to the tools as well, the Orderflow platform and all that stuff, of course. Different experience. But anyways, still good enough if you are a beginner, definitely, to learn and to trade, of course, in real time. Okay? Yeah, I think so too. Let's start off with the book right now. Let me set it up right here. Okay? Let's do the book. Let's do the book. You're gonna get the book right now, guys. Let's make it happen. What is the book? You're gonna get this one right here. Okay? The LTA Concept Trading War Map. It's the ebook. You probably already have it, but it's so much better to have it in a physical format right here. You can smell it. You can read it. You can hold it. You can... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Let me set it up for you, fam. And let's get to work. Okay? Let's get to work. Let's do it. There we go. Nightbot.tv giveaway time. Let's set it up. Let's set it up right there. Yes. I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Type in, my friends, LTA War Map. One time. I can't repeat it enough. If you do it more than once, you're done. You're cooked. You're gonna be out of the loop. Okay? One time. Because the fact that if you click on this, it clicks on remove spammers. That means if you do it twice, then yeah, you get kicked out of the list. You know what I mean? So let's do it once. Okay? One time only. And then we can actually set this up for you as well here. All right? Looking forward to that. Let's make it happen. Let's give it a little bit of time here, fam. And then we'll wait a little bit to see if the trade is still alive. The trade is still alive. It is still alive. Yes, sir. We're still in the game. We are still in the game. Beautiful. Okay. Fantastic. I think we got it, my friends. I think we absolutely got it right now. All right, amazing, guys. We are gonna rock and roll right now. Let me actually set up my favorite song so we're all ready to rock and roll together. Let's do this right now. Let's make it happen. Okay. There we go. Yeah, has to be this song, of course. Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Lorca 25. Congratulations, my friend, Mr. Lorca. You won the book, the ebook. So you can download it for free in the chat. Nah, I'm joking, my friend. Here we go, my friend. We're gonna sign this for you. We're gonna send it to your direction here. Message me on IG. Let's please reply here. Send a message in the chat right now. Okay? So we can actually, there we go. There we go. Got you, my friends. Got you. Okay. Fantastic, my friend. Very, very nice. I have found you, I think. Lorca, my friend. Where are you? I think I found you now. Yes, I found you, my friend. Okay, perfect. Mr. Lorca, amazing. Okay, the next one, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be... Now, you know what? We're gonna do the FundedNext giveaway after the analysis right here, okay? After the analysis right now. Yes. Okay, let's do the final breakdown. And then we move forward with everything. And then we'll end the stream right here. Full breakdown of gold right now at the moment. I just want you to be very, very clear right now at the moment here that we can actually see why gold is getting respected here so aggressively and why gold is actually holding up so well, okay? We can see it very, very clearly right now in gold that it's holding up, it's respecting this zone actually super well, okay? It's actually very important to see right now, witnessing that gold is actually doing its absolute best to hold up, okay? Clearly, this is what we're seeing right now, gold right now. Look at the, it's actually kind of pumping right now. It's actually holding up quite well, okay? Now, but clearly gold is doing its absolute best to hold up right now at the moment. Why is that? We have seen so much selling here, okay? So much selling here that right now we can clearly see that gold is actually just getting absorbed by passive buyers. That's the conclusion, pretty much. To sum it all up, we just talked about it at the beginning of our stream, okay? I'm gonna do this one more time. I want you to understand why we have a bullish bias and why we don't have a bearish bias on gold at this current moment, okay? Hope that makes sense, okay? Why do we have a bullish bias? Why not a bearish bias? Why did I take a long? Why didn't I take a short? Or whatever the case may be, okay? Hope that makes sense. So let's go over it one more time, okay? We're gonna see exactly what's popping on Goldie, okay? But in order to get that understanding, we need to go to the dollar one more time here, okay? If the dollar is in resistance, it's that simple. A higher time frame resistance here in gold, okay? Specifically the daily time frame. If you see that the dollar is getting rejected and it's struggling and gold finds support on the higher time frame as well, okay? Right around here in the weekly time frame, it's very evident that gold was in a major zone, okay? Major zone. Even if you look on futures right here, look at how important this level is, okay? Look at the weekly resistance, okay? Turn into support. Turned into support. Turned into support, okay? Gold was already at a major higher time frame. For some reason, so many people were shorting gold at the bottom, okay? Because when they see gold coming down, they are so in their head, bearish. They can't think anything else anymore, okay? They can't think about anything else besides shorting gold, even when gold is at higher time frame resistance or support right here, okay? What they want is they hope it breaks. Maybe the ones that are aware of it and are in position and shorting it at the bottom, they just simply hope it will break support, okay? What the problem with hoping is that as long as it adds support, it's very hard to break support. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, if you go to the dollar right here, you can see on the weekly time frame on the dollar that it's actually very strong resistance, okay? Look at that. It's very strong resistance, all right? We have been really struggling here for a long period of time right now. Look at that on the dollar. We have been raising there for a long time. This is why gold last week was in a terrible range. The dollar was in that range too, but it didn't want to come down yet, okay? It did not want to come down yet, okay? Oil, major weekly resistance, okay? Now, what have we seen this whole month or the whole quarter? If oil pushes up higher, gold is going to drop, okay? If the dollar is pushing up higher, gold is going to drop, okay? If both the dollar and oil are pushing up higher, gold is going to drop, okay? We have seen this over and over again. Now, look at the 10-year yield. Look at the 10-year yield. Monthly time frame. monthly time frame, okay? Not the weekly, not the daily, the monthly, okay? Monthly resistance, monthly resistance, monthly resistance. The 4.69%. Strong yield, weak gold. Strong yield, strong dollar, weak gold. Weaker yield, weaker dollar, stronger gold, okay? All that makes sense. So you can see the rejection here as well from a yield perspective, how we got rejected and how we're not weak, but how we're at this moment just are getting rejected still, okay? We're not weak. We haven't flipped or changed structure yet. We are not breaking any lows. We're just looking a bit weaker at this curve moment. It allows gold to take a little bit of a breather, okay? A little bit of a breather. That's it. So that's what we're seeing right now on gold here, okay? So bring that back to the higher time frame on gold here, the daily. Yes, indeed, you're right. Gold has been weak. We have been dropping, we have been dropping, we have been dropping, right? But keep in mind that we haven't broken this low, okay? We're still getting supported by that low, okay? We haven't broken below it yet, and we're at it, all right? And as long as we're at it, and we're literally at it, we're not above it, no, we're in it, shorting becomes very dangerous, okay? Gold is operating in a discount for already way too long right now at the moment, specifically this trading week right here. So the fact that we're pulling up right now and the fact that we're seeing an opening gap is super interesting. Why is this interesting? Because a lot of people right now are in their mind shorting, 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 shorting. They see an opening gap and the first thing they think is, we're going to fill that gap. We're going to fill that gap. We're going to fill that gap. Okay? But look at what's happening. Gold is setting in a potential reversal. We haven't just broken structure yet. We haven't broken out yet. So we cannot anticipate the breakout because the breakout is not there yet. Okay? But we're not necessarily looking specifically weak, if that makes sense. Okay? That's what we're seeing right there. So how do we deal with this? We go to the 15-minute time frame or the 30-minute. Okay? We open our tool. You go to the settings. You go to events. You go to session breaks. And you click on OK. And now you have the open and close of each trading day right there. Okay? So how do you do that? Why is this important? Well, I'll show you in a second. Okay? And there we have the Monday. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. AKA a full trading week of data. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that a step further. We understand the higher time frame. We understand what oil is doing. When we understand what the dollar is doing, now we're going to look at the lower time frame. We're going to look at our point of interest. We're going to look at the volume profile. Why? We're going to look at the fixed range volume profile right here. We're going to click on it. We're going to take it from the Monday. You have it now in your chart. You're going to take this all the way down to last week. And you're going to click on OK. And it gives you this, okay? And if you want to have the right settings, you go to settings, you click on 128 row size, 70 volume area, volume, whatever colors you want. And then you're going to look at the value area, okay? And if gold is trading above the value area, where the most volume has been traded, okay? 70% actually of the volume has been traded in this highlighted zone. Okay, volume equals executed orders in the marketplace. Okay, volume equals interest. Volume equals control. But the question is, who is in control? Is it buyers or is it sellers? Who is actually in control? Okay, well, we're trading above the value area right now. And what we can see right here at the moment is that we have three levels. We have the value high, we have the point of control, and we have the value area low, okay? So we mark out the value high right there. I can go here and I click on horizontal ray. I'd say I call this, let's say, value area high, okay? Of the previous week, all right? And I give it a blue color. And then I say save as, and I go to previous week value high, and I save it as my drawing, okay? Once I have that, I have an understanding of where we are. So for example, on the 15-minute time frame, you can actually see that we are now bouncing off of the value area high. Why is this important? The reason why this is important is because the fact that we're trading above where the most volume has been traded. This could be acting as an area of support here. So this is why this was a very good long opportunity, okay? Now let's take this a step further and actually talk about order flow, because right here you have a huge gap, okay? And usually what happens is that these gaps, according to the assumption, always have to be filled, okay? Now the problem with that is that a lot of people, when they see price coming down, what are they gonna do? They're gonna short gold because they wanna trade towards that gap, because they see it as an easy opportunity to make easy money, okay? So they're gonna look for shorts, they're gonna try to short gold right around there. The problem with it is though, is that right now with the dollar being weaker, oil being on the weaker side as well, okay? The yield being in resistance, okay? And at the same time, also gapping down, having these levels in between, okay? We have supported these areas. There is a reason to say, hey, why is it that so many traders are actually selling here? Okay, because this is what's happening right now. All that red that you see in each candle right here, this is the hourly time frame, okay? This is the hourly time frame on the order flow, the footprint chart, and it shows you the open and everything that happened today, okay? And pretty much every candle that you see here is more red than it is green. Look at that. More red, 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 red. Everyone is anticipating the short trade towards that gap. Okay? The problem with this is right now, at the moment, is that when you see that happening, okay, and price is not breaking down, these sellers are getting absorbed. Okay? Someone is buying up those aggressive sellers. So people that are pressing markets are getting probably absorbed by someone who is a limit buyer. Okay? Now, this is what we're seeing right now at the moment. So at this current moment, in my opinion, if you are in that range, you do not want to be where those sellers are. Okay? You want to not be joining these sellers. Okay? Because you have to think from a perspective, why is there so much selling? But why is price not moving up higher or moving down lower? Okay, that should be a warning sign to you. All right, it should be really a warning sign. So what we're looking for, if we want to sell gold right now, because I'm not saying that gold is super bullish, okay, if we want to sell gold, we have to break below where sellers took control for the last time, or where sellers got trapped, and that is this level right there. Okay, we have to break below the red line, and that red line is what we call the point of control. It's the area where last week the most orders, the most trades were actually executed. Okay, if that's the case and gold is showing you a break below the point of control, that is a sign of weakness. That shows we're back in the value area. It was a failed breakout, and price will most likely try to come down lower again, with, in my opinion, the first target not being the gap. Okay, no, in my opinion, the first target being this low volume node right there at around 4,515. That will be the target that I would target if price breaks below the point of control at 41. I'll be trying to short gold right here until the 15th, or at least I will take profits around the 15 and see if you could come down lower to take out the lows, the previous day, the previous week, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that is my bearish scenario. Does it make sense right now, according to what we just talked about, to be looking to short gold at this moment, knowing that the sellers that you are seeing right now, right here, are at this moment all getting absorbed? Let me know. All right, all this makes sense so far, because this is something that I think is an important add-on, an important layer. It provides additional context of what we think is happening, but we're not really sure of. With the order flow, you can actually confirm if what you're thinking is actually taking place. Okay, this is what you're seeing right here. You see the sellers stepping in aggressively. You see that sellers were in control. They got stuck in their trade. Okay, it acted as support. One more time, huge green candle. That happened today. Huge green candle. Trapped sellers in the middle, but the candle closed green. How is that possible? There were more buyers than sellers. There were more buyers and sellers, but there were still sellers in that candle. These sellers got stuck. They exited their position. If you want to get rid of your sell, you need to buy back your trade. This is how one contract is formulated. If you sell, someone has to buy it from you. If you buy, someone has to sell it to you. 1 + 1 = 1. That's a contract, okay? That's what's happening. So if price comes back and they unload those shorts that they were stuck in and more new people are shorting, but it's holding up, there is a larger buyer present in the market that's hidden, that you don't see, but it's there. That's just what we call an absorption, okay? So there's no way that I am going to short right now. There's zero chance I am going to short right here. The only way I would short is a breakdown, a closure below the 41. Then I will be aiming for the 15 or lower, okay? That is the only exception I would make because it shows that the sellers are no longer in control right there, okay? That absorption is no longer holding up. Price is clearly bearish. Sellers are still shorting. The buyer is no longer present in the market, okay? That is the only confirmation I will be looking for shorts. However, until then, I am gonna stay in my long. I'm gonna hold on to my long because I think there is still potential of coming up higher. I took my trade entry here. I exited there, okay? For a reason. I like to take profits because we just talked about the market condition. We're in a larger range. I'm not gonna go into a trade and hope the price is gonna go to $6,000. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna set those expectations in a range. I'm gonna take profits, okay? But I see the potential of it going at least one step higher. And that is actually to this level right here. This is, in my opinion, where the majority of resistance is at. And that is pretty much at this level. Okay, let me actually mark it out for you guys. Right there. Okay, this is where the major resistance is at. If price would come up higher, this is pretty much at the 4588. Okay, the 4588 is exactly what we talked about right here. That is that major level. That is where we tapped into right here and got rejected from last week on a Monday. If price gets there, that will be my TP. Then I may be thinking about shorting. All right, then I may be thinking about shorting if we can get in that level. If we get rejected and we're looking weak, I might be thinking to short it. But I think that the only way is up for longs right now, short term. If we break below the 41, I'm definitely shorting. I'm definitely shorting back down, back into the value area, potentially back down towards the lows. These lows are still open, okay? These lows are still open right here, okay? Lows are still open. Keep that in mind right there. I'm going to show you one more time. These lows right here are still not taken out yet, okay? Open, 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 and open, okay? If price breaks below the 41, we can target the lows, okay? If price comes up to the 88, that low volume node, we can still look for shorts. If price is holding up here, there is no reason to close my long. But taking profits is a must, okay? Taking profits here is an absolute must, okay? I think this sets the foundation for the way we should be looking at gold at this current moment right now. I think it's a beautiful example of how we can potentially manage our position right now. Hopefully, we're going to get a peace deal soon or whatever. Something with Iran, positive news. This allows gold to just fly. The price actually to just be more relaxed. No crazy weird spikes. None of that. But if it happens, we just know what to do. More on defense. Scalping our way through and that's it. We'll make our money anyways. Okay? Hope this makes sense, my friends. Last but not least, before I'm going to go here, we're going to do our giveaway in a second. Okay? We are going to do our giveaway in a second right now. I think it's time for our next setup. And that is, of course, the following. Okay? The FundedNext freaking giveaway. Let's make it happen right here. Let's do it. Let me quickly open FundedNext. Like I said before, I'm going to give it for my own money. Okay? I'm not going to ask FundedNext, please, can you give me a challenge for the group? No. We're going to do this ourselves. Okay? Just want to make sure that you guys are ready to rock and roll with me for tomorrow's session. Okay? That would be nice. That would be very nice, actually. Okay? Anyways, you can decide, okay? You can choose between CFD, okay? You can choose between CFD right there, okay? A 25K CFD account, or you can choose futures. a 100K futures account, okay? Up to you to decide here, the flex challenge, 100K or a CFD, 25K CFD account. Different rules. You have to go through the rules yourself if you win. You figure it out. You let me know exactly what you want to do there, okay? That's what I'm going to do today. We're just going to do one more giveaway right now at this current moment. And I think then we have an amazing time ahead of us here. Let's actually set it up for you guys. So ready to rock and roll. There we go. Yes. Yes. Giveaways, my friends. Giveaways. Episode number 50. There's one thing I want to do, man. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here, showing up, learning with me, enjoying the process, hopefully. The trades, the wins, the losses, the experience, the full breakdowns, and everything. I'm really happy and grateful to be here. Episode number 50, this new format. Sky is the limit right now. Sky is the limit. Thank you very much. Okay. Beautiful. Let's do our giveaway, my fans. And let's call it Funded Account. One time. Remove spammers, yes. Only once, my friends. Only freaking once. Only once. Okay? Only one time. Perfect. Absolutely. Done. Amazing. Beautiful. Okay, baby. I think you guys are ready. Yeah? Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So one more time. 100K funded account. All right. CFD 100K. Sorry. 25K CFD. Or 100K futures. Yeah, you get more on futures, but different rules. Different rules. So you have to be aware of this. So this all depends on what you, what you prefer, what you personally want. Okay? Well, that makes sense. All right. Let's make it happen, my friends. Let's make it happen. Okay, I'm waiting for the drop. Let's go. Mr. George. Mr. George, my friend. George Jack. George Jack, sorry. 2082. Congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. You won the giveaway here. All right. Do I got you? Do I got you? Yes, sir. I got you. Mr. George. Mr. George, where are you, my friend? Where are you? Where are you? Where's Georgie? Yeah, say something one more time. Yeah, got you. Yeah, got you, my friend. Perfect, man. Amazing, 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 amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, guys. Anyways, you guys are absolutely amazing here. Great session here. Even shorter. Today's the bank holiday, right? You guys already know the deal here. I hope you guys are still enjoying the party so far. It was fun. The book itself here. I'm gonna say it one more time. Pay attention to this because we are now getting fully full. We have around 9 spots left. All right, 11 are taken in the weekend already. That's faster than last time as well here. So that means that we have around 9 people that can work with me exactly. We get my exact strategy, my exact tools. The valuation index, we talk about this all the time. The order flow, you get my template, my workspace and everything, so you have nothing to change there. You get, of course, a one-on-one session with me, an introduction call, and then 6 weeks of lectures and access to the group as well, with them executing, of course, their trades in setup 0. The lucky thing for you is that we already have our first group behind us almost right now. These guys know exactly what to do. So you're going to go into the group with a lot more guys already knowing exactly how to execute the system. Lucky for you, okay? Watch some testimonials. Click on the link right here. I'm going to fill it in one more time. Mentor in the chat. You click on that link, you fill in your application. Do your best, and then we'll get back to you if you are applicable, okay? Amazing, amazing. All right. Looking forward to see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. We're going to be streaming from Monday to Friday. We're going to trade every single trade live, like we have been doing for the past 50 streams pretty much, right? The same old, same old. I think it's time to just keep going and grinding. This is the moment to do so. Okay, my friends? I think so. All right? Thank you for being here. Hope you guys have a little bit more understanding of gold and what we're looking for and why. Also for the shorts, not just for the longs, for the shorts as well. It all depends on the context of what will need to happen in order to get down. If you want to break down, we need to break the 41. That's it. We need to break the 41. Okay, we need to close below that level. Thank you very much, guys. For now, no need to short the map. No need to short the map. All right. See you later. Peace out, my friends. And I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. EST. Okay?